Hello everyone. So today I noticed this interesting question on the community, and of course I will share what we can potentially do with this situation. Now the question here is from Sandeep that I want to send reminders whenever a user is added to the project. Okay, so let us read the question. So the first thing is that it is a private project and I want to secure it to a limited people. And what Sandeep is trying to ask here is that I don't even want my global admins. I guess by global admin, Sandeep is trying to say Jira admins. So the requirement is that these projects should be hidden from those Jira administrators as well. Now, talking about this point, Jira administrators may or may not have access to the project by default. I think usually they have access to a project because they are added in the permission scheme. But in any case, whether they have access to the project or not, they can always add themselves. So if let us say you have a permission scheme where in your permission scheme, you have the browse project permission given to a role or roles in your, or people added to those roles in your project, then your admins can always go to that project and add themselves. So what I'm trying to say here is that you will have to trust your Jira administrators because after all, they are your administrators. If it is top secret project, then of course, don't do it in Jira, or maybe set up your own Jira instance. I don't know, but it is not really a possibility because Jira admins can always override. The next question, the second question is, and I believe that is the main question, is about sending a notification whenever a user is added or removed from a private project. So first of all, when you say adding a project, and this is something that people ask all the time, and maybe it is more around how Jira works. So adding or removing usually means that you are adding or removing people from a role, right? And if it is a top secret project, then I guess you will be relying on the project roles. Another thing that we want to do here is to figure out whenever a new user is added to a role, we want to get notification. Now, there is no trigger on Jira Cloud. On Jira Server, Data Center, we can do that, not a problem. But on your Jira Cloud, what we can possibly do is we can create maybe first of all, let us take a look at the triggers. So there is no trigger that says here project role or role. So it is not really, because you can look at the issue triggers, but it is not really an issue trigger. It is basically something to do with a project, and there is nothing here that says role. So you can't do anything here. But there might be something that you can do, which I tried, and it is not really useful. For example, you can create one webhook, and this webhook you can try to select here whenever a project is updated. So this didn't really work for the role updation. It worked for, let us say you modify the description of the project, it will work, but not really for role changes. And the thing that I was going to suggest is in this situation, what we need to do, one possibility is to rely on REST API. So use REST API, fetch the list of all the people in your role, and maybe fetch this list somewhere, or maybe do it using automation rule if you're able to parse the JSON. You can. It is a bit of a pain. It is a bit of a pain, but you can. And maybe do it outside Jira. So basically, do it regularly. Either go to the project, manually take a look at it, or set up some automation or some script outside Jira to fetch this every day regularly, so that you're able to monitor, if not trigger, the role changes. So yeah, that is all I wanted to discuss. I hope you found this video useful and you learned something new. Thank you very much. Bye bye.